All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Disc. Today's video, we have a 21 Skyreach. I know this is a recent repeat on my channel, but it's a timed key. It's a 21. It was, I think, a good queue overall, although there were areas where we had to fight for it. And I think it'll make a good video. So repeats are just bound to happen. I try and make my videos entertaining. Try to, regardless. So yep, that being said, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Really wouldn't mind a little engagement to push these videos forward as the season is coming to an end here. But also I'm open on Medify, and check me out over there if you're interested in any WoW coaching. Great way to support the channel. And for this Skyreach, we had a resilient key. I think this was our third attempt. And we timed it with, I don't know, at least a minute to spare. You'll have to check me on that. But really strong group, really strong tank. And I'm not sure what exactly we're saying in chat, but there's a couple key moments in here where we're trying to plan strategy. And on the first attempt, I didn't fully understand and I messed up. So we're going back. We've changed the game plan. We're using the Wernstone, and we're doing a body pull with a meld to skip a couple of mobs. And let's see here. A couple things to watch for is how many pennants go defensive. Higher keys need more defensive pennants. Notice what we're tracking on nameplates as far as
5, 4,
cooldown timers.
2,
I'm just using action bars for my action buttons. We're using Ellesmere's raid frames and damage meters now.
5,
Better Blizz plates for nameplates. And this is a standard Oracle build playing with shields. Okay, so on open, I always think about getting as many dots out as I can as we're gathering. So we're super dependent right now on our Shadowmen's. Let's just watch how this pull goes. So I have my target on the bird. That whole opener, he didn't have a dot, so I was missing some dot spread, which is what I was just talking about. But pull one, we also want to play our uppies. So it looks like I played my Void Shield on the way up before the channel. And yeah, we have these two birds. I would say they're the only real threat. They have a big group AoE, and I have put that spell on their nameplate. Okay, so I noticed I was targeted there. I gave myself a shield before it hit. But with tracking spell timers, trash or bosses, less is more. So in that pull right there, I was only tracking one spell. And it was the invisible timer of the AoE from the bird. Okay, let's watch how this goes. So in these higher keys, the name of the game where people are going to die is overlapping mechanics. So watching for the bleeds here is what I'm saying. They're not going to hit me or the tank, so I'm giving shields to the DPS. And you might have noticed me do it, and I'm definitely going to do it more too. If I ever have a moment to breathe where mechanics are not happening, I might spend 1 or 2 globals casting more dots. And mana drink, big mana drink, super important. We're at 70%, so watch that. From here all the way through the next boss is a gauntlet for our mana. We can't really use Shadow Meld because we want it to mitigate the beam attack. And this boss, I'll try and find things to talk about, but it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I'm only tracking one attack with Bigwigs, Phantom Blades. I'm only tracking one timer. So the other attacks still make, excuse me, still make a sound, but you don't really need the timer. And goes without saying, for the fan of blades, you want to pair a fade on each one and a mind blast on each one. And I would say that's really all you do. You can drop a shield. Obviously better if it's a void shield. But A-okay if it's a regular shield, because we still have Wheel and Woe. So you can throw that to anyone who might be a little bit lower. And this is my evangelism round. There's really not too much to evangelism here. I would say I'm using it if I have it. And then we also want to play our next uppies here. Uh-oh. Which is a minute away. So those mechanics almost threw me for a loop. And yeah, this boss is really just rinse and repeat. One Mind Blast, one Fade per Fan of Blades. Potentially a Desperate Prayer too. You can try and shield those attacks. Those are 2 targets selected. Gosh. Okay, let's see. Mana is at 50%. We just got uppies. Definitely want to use it for the uptime. So I'm liking my Ellesmere's damage frames, damage meters. I wanted to be able to customize the look a little bit more, and native just doesn't allow that. I mainly wanted that top one that says overall damage to only show 3, but you can't make the native ones that small. Looks like I need to adjust the framing of it a little bit too. But let's see, I guess the last thing I can talk about here, I've been trying to mention it in all my videos in passing. I'm sure you've heard of it, but I cast all of my Radiance and Evangelism at the tank. I would say 99% of them. And I do that with just a keybind. So frequent spells the best you can. If you can take mouse over macros out and make them just a key press, makes it quite a bit easier to press those frequent spells. Okay, let's see. I think I missed my focus here. I definitely want to be on the elemental. Something else to think about in these higher keys, probably goes for any key, is like who in our group has the least health and who in our group is more squishy, if you will. So anytime I play with an Aug, you probably will see more of my Void Shields getting manually cast on the Aug, because I really want his help, and quite honestly, a pull will fail all around if the Aug is dead. Okay, drinking, we're at 100%, that's good. So I pick our kill target, the first big guy, and before the pull gets bigger, I spend a handful of globals just getting dots out. And so this is where Ellesmere's UI comes in real handy. We can see targeted casts through his raid frames, so we can see where this attack is going and prepare. Okay, I'm picked. So I have meld, but it looks like I opted for personals first. Paints up myself. I think I might be trying to hold meld to use it for drinking. Or just in case I pick too many times. Yeah, I picked again. That was the meld. Oh, picked again. It's no good. Health potion.
Your survival wasn't necessary.
Okay, I forgot that that death happened. Was I hit with a double mechanic or did I die just from the beam? I did use a health potion. I didn't have any personals. I suppose I could have used one more paints up on myself to live, but that's fine. Okay, so mana is at 40%. Oh yeah, I forgot. So I cannot drink here. We kept a mob engaged with crowd control. But, so this is the third time we've done this boss, and as a group, we have a strategy planned out. So, what we do here is we play Beam Share really, really well. So it's between me and the Aug, me and the tank. So it's really nice. Tanks honestly don't need any healing here. And after their frontal mechanic starts, they can actually take a beam. So I think we do that on almost every round. So let's see here. Okay, and then, yep, goes without saying, we're tracking just 2 attacks with bigwigs. Every other attack is stronger. First here's uppies. Everyone was full health, and that's what we want. Yep, so we track Energize and Supernova. Every other beam, every even beam, hits harder, so I'm planning to pair that with extra defensives and uppies, evangelism, things like that. Okay, so let's watch this one. This is the lighter of the two. Fade every single time. I would say almost all of my penance here are going defensive. Except that one. Maybe it should have. Defensive penance. Okay, so now this one's going to be harder. I do not have wall. Fade as soon as the beams come out. Flash heal 1, defensive penance the other. And I throw paints up on myself before the supernova. Arguably, I might not have needed that. I'd have to check, but I think I was wearing a shield, which is all you need. That fade was a little early. So the strategy here we're playing with the tank is he pings me every time he's in position, kind of to catch my attention. But it's really nice when a tank is confident in sharing a beam. Okay, so here we have the stronger one. Likely to play my Desperate Prayer here. We almost lost one there, but I am running out of mana. I could not even cast. I'd also have to watch that one again. I think I gave my final cast, which is a shield, to the Aug, who was full health. Might have, should have given it to the Demon Hunter. Okay, and I believe I throw a late evangelism. Yep. So I'd rather evangelism be on the harder hitting phases, which is this one. But my thought here is the boss is going to die before the supernova, and I really needed the healing. Everyone did. And we're fine. So the mana gauntlet is now over, and I'm going the wrong way. So this next pull is I'm planning my meld. We have to hit this meld or it's going to be a problem. So what I like to do is get a handful of casts out, so like a couple dots, couple penance. Make sure I dot the 2 humans, the pinker looking ones with my nameplates. Yeah, I play a Mind Blast, I play a couple of penance. I just want passive heals in the field, a couple extra dots. Last cast is atoning the tank. And then I meld drink. Hallelujah. Okay, and like last boss, every other round here hits a little harder than the odd rounds. So that's where you place your uppies, your evangelism, personals, pain sets. And I think this is a pretty easy boss. I didn't think there were too many problems with this key, but someone said to me after the key that they bet I was stressed because of how crazy it was. Okay. PI's out. All you want to do with these sunbreaks is pair a fade and a mind blast with each one. And attack the little bird. We are but a priest, but smite that hoe. Fade, penance to spread my dot. Uppies. So I was stressing out there a little bit, and I'm sure if anyone is watching, you were too. But people were getting a little bit low. I needed to get into uppies a second or two sooner. I do think it's sometimes hard to get into uppies right. If anyone wants to give me some feedback on that. But something I try and practice here, and I think I did it on that sunbreak, is I precast whatever spell I'm going to use on top of sunbreak for quick recovery of health. So let's see, this one's going to be a reaction. That just wasn't a good example. So the one before, I think I precast my Radiance on top of the Sunbreak. Whenever you can get health up quickly, that's good. Okay, let's see how I handle this one. We have an instant Radiance in the bag. We're not going to be able to precast. Mind Blast. Preceding the attack. Unload Penance after the attack. Went ahead and played my health potion. Okay, just got PI, but we're about to have to hide. Yep, and this is the harder of the rounds, so I give myself a personal pain sup. We have a lot of freedom here to play spells. I think I had a defensive penance there too. Okay, PI's out. Let's see if I get a precast here on the Sunbreak with my Radiance. I'm expecting that. Okay, I precast my Mind Blast on top of it. I think my Mind Blast was up late. Maybe the next one? Yeah, precasting is good to do, but I would say it's more of a practice. It's not going to happen all the time. Evangelism. Well, I think I got at least one. Okay, maybe... Okay, we have Radiance here. Uh-oh. Lost my dot spread. Ouch. Okay, so this is where we have a meld skip. But precasting, good to try and do. And the way I've built my UI to kind of help me with that, I use Voodoo Casting Bar, probably one of the better add-ons in the game right now. But I put my target's cast bar right above my player's cast bar and kind of make it thinner and smaller. Makes it really easy to precast. Okay, I put a feather down. It was late and I was a little bit stressed out. But yeah, we changed up the plan. I'm not doing it. He's doing it. He didn't get my feather. That drives me nuts, to be honest, is when I lay feathers down, which is, I think, really pro. And people just don't even use it. And I think it's because they never see it. They just don't know. Okay, and then he Wernstones up. We have all spells. And so that paints up perfectly staggered in after his bark skin. You also want to try and do that the best you can with your paints ups. Track active defensives and spread them out. Okay, let's see here. So something else I think about when trying to maximize uppies is, yes, you can get a spell on your way up and your way down, but a trash pull like this, I like to make sure I have a pretty good amount of dots out first. It makes your uppies a little bit stronger. You come out of it with Shadowman procs. Your penance bolts themselves refresh your dots. So there's a lot of benefit. A lot of benefit there. Okay. 80% mana. Evangelism, we need it. And we're back to these targeted cast beams. Okay, let's see. DK again. Looks like all he needed was one cast, basically. Playing a global to get one extra dot out here. And I'm picked. So, hella quick. Desperate Prayer and Fade. I used to play those on a macro together, but I had to take them apart. And then this pull is light for the moment. Radiance, the closest ally to get larger range on my Radiance. Great caught from the Aug, covering the other bleed. PI is out. 7 minutes on the clock. Evangelism and some defensive penance there, but I also have pain subs. I might be trying to hold back for boss, but let's see if I use one. Switch targets for my dots. We have the bird. So we're back to having one cooldown timer on nameplate. I was picked, Desperate Prayer, and a personal shield, I think is what I did. I always say the bird is the best focus. That's where I go. Fade on top of that AoE. And something else you might notice in my videos is anytime that there's a damaging attack like that, where it's, you know, a multi-second attack. Oh, that was a really good meld. I melded the attack off straight into a drink. But anytime that there's an attack that I have to heal, boss or trash, I make it the same timer. It's called long. It's just kind of like a chime. Kind of helps, I think, the brain associate. Okay, I don't know if I play this boss perfectly when it comes to the adds, but I do play it well in keeping everyone up. So we can see on party frames where the attack is going. With Void Shield, a lot of times I'm trying to wait for the damage to go out, so I know the Void Shield will hit the three of us. It defaults to people missing health first. So let's see, I have a Void Shield in the chamber. And it got us. Okay, so anytime you're picked, Fade is a fair play. I hope at least I spread my dot to this ad. Okay, I should full switch, but I'm not. Sue me. So something else I'm thinking about here is who is getting picked more than the rest, because they might need an external. And so for that one, I was out of personals. Great time to weave in my uppies. So that's what I did. It was my personal defensive. I was really fumbling. Uh-oh. Speaking of fumbling. Tank dead. I was really fumbling with getting my targeting here to go to the bird, which is not good as a Disc Priest. A lot of our healing comes from attacking. Okay, but tank died. Thankfully we picked up the recovery. That was really good from the Demon Hunter to run around. Okay, I was picked. Thankfully we have Desperate Prayer back in the chamber to get us back on track. I waited for the dots to go out, then queued my Void Shield. And it looks like we're slap out of spells. So I just have to manually heal this right. We do have a health potion left. And what killed the tank? I'm going to have to watch that back. Okay, I got my Fade back. Defensive penance for these. 20% mana, 10% on boss. Fade used. Defensive penance. And boss down. So I think that was a pretty good key. We had a couple areas with death, like on the boss, where we got to see the Demon Hunter run around in circles. But thankfully we had a quick res. We had a res to give. And we timed. So it was a really good night. You know, I feel like I'm lucky if I time one key a week. But I timed 3 21s last night just by, I guess, the grace of God. But I don't know what else to say. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be... Oh yeah, I had a fan here, so that was kind of cool. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm posting one more video for today. And until next time, Disc.